Hey guys, today's video is going to be like the previous one. I'm going to be talking and I'm going to be painting. It's going to be a vibe. I do look cute today as well as I did in the previous video, so you will have something cute to look at. And yeah, today's topic is going to be mindfulness when creating. I think it's very important, especially with life, not even just creating. I think it's reminding yourself to slow down from all the shit that you have going on. Like, everybody has different lives and different things going on in their life, but it helps to like slow down. So I think this is my reminder to slow down as well. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. You're going to also see me finish the painting I was working on in my previous video. And I hope you enjoy. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the connection between presence and creativity. I feel like when you are more mindful, when you're making art, you have to be able to put yourself in that space, and the art and the ideas and whatever you're doing will just flow through you. You won't have to think too much about it. I think overthinking is the killer of creatives. Just vibing is the solution, to be honest. I feel like just vibing is a simplified version of mindfulness, but yeah, it just helps you be more in a creative flow. So I also want to talk about letting go of outcome. When you are about to do a piece and you have a vision of what it looks like, and you, throughout the process of you making the art, you're so dead set on that outcome that you're not even thinking about the process, and you don't even let yourself enjoy the process. So just a reminder that just being in the moment and actually focusing on the process, and maybe allowing yourself to make some mistakes, allowing yourself to pivot from the original plan, it can still create beautiful art. It doesn't have to be your original plan. I also want to talk about setting intentions. Setting intentions before art is something that you would expect that people do, but not a lot of people do it. Some people just find a picture on Pinterest and like paint it. Some people try to get their inspiration and just do it. But like, when you have an intention, like a meaning or a theme or something that you're trying to get across, it just helps you, like, it helps ideas flow. It's like a generator of ideas. I think that you have to just sit down with yourself and say, what do I want to say? What is this piece going to say? And it can relate to your life, of what you're going through with your life. It doesn't even have to be some deep ass shit. Like, it doesn't have to be existential. It can be literally anything. That's what's beautiful about art, is that you can make art about anything. You can make art about sex. You can make art about some funny shit. You can make meme art. You can make like fan art if you're into a movie or a show. But honestly, I'm not even knocking those type of paintings, drawings, whatever, even the edits. But adding on to it and having a meaning makes it more impactful. Whatever you're doing, as long as it has a meaning and as long as the meaning is shown and people can easily grasp it, it makes it more impactful. But that's just like when you're thinking about showing it to other people. But when you're doing it for yourself and you actually have that message that you want to express, it makes it easier to create. Using creativity as a form of meditation is the next thing that I'm going to be talking about. As you probably know, because I'm not assuming that the people watching are fucking stupid, but creating helps you distress, and you can actually use it as a form of meditation. If you are that type of person that is kind of restless and you have to put your energy somewhere, making art and having no other distractions is a good way to be mindful and you're still doing something with your hands. Some people like to put like 5 different things on in the background, and that is a good thing if it helps you with your creative flow. But if you have an issue with figuring out what you want to make, and if you have an issue with the connection between you and your art, it helps with being one with it and actually like it flowing out of you like piss. What a gross analogy. But yeah, having that repetitive focus and Usually I make art for maybe like 6 hours if I'm really locked in like that. But having that repetitive focus and no distractions, just you and your thoughts and that repetitive focus, it literally is like waking up from a fucking nap. I used to go to university and we had like these art studios. And it didn't really look like an art studio, but I kind of just used it because it had the easels and the empty space, whatever. So I would usually put a video on and just play it in the background of me making art. Sometimes the video died and I didn't even care, and I realized I've been making this shit for an hour straight and I haven't played anything, and I actually feel so fucking good right now. You don't have to play shit in the background. You can just have your thoughts. Okay, so art block is definitely a big issue when it comes to creatives. I feel like you're gonna go through it once or twice or maybe even more in your life. A good solution for it, or a good way to move forward from it, is being mindful with your art instead of being like, oh, what am I gonna make? What am I gonna make? You don't have to figure out what you're gonna make. You can just sit down, pen and paper, scribble some shit. It's like that book with the writers, I forgot what it's called, The Creative Process or something. Each morning you have to do stream of consciousness journaling. You don't have to write actually what you're thinking. You can just scribble. I think it's kind of something like that. There's a connection, I feel. But yeah, it helps with just like not overthinking about it. You just doing it, and you don't have to be into it at first, but it definitely helps with just getting started and you're not into it, and then you are like, whoa, I'm kind of feeling it. All of my art is basically like that. Especially the one I did in the previous video, I really was not fucking with it, but now I can feel like, okay, I see where this is going, I see the vibe, I see like the energy that I want to give with this. Before I was like, I can't. And it's all about trusting the process, really. But yeah, those are some things specifically relating to art itself. But mindfulness can actually really help with your life in general. It can help with just being more calm, because a lot of bitches are just like on edge every 5 seconds, and it helps to just breathe. You know, even if you don't really think of yourself as an artist, you can use art as an outlet. You can use something else as an outlet. But like, when you're being mindful throughout your life and doing daily tasks, like maybe cooking, driving, laundry, tasks, whatever, it just helps you clear your mind, especially if you are a busy ass person and you don't have the time to sit down and make some art, or like sit down and do whatever. You can just be mindful during the task, and it clears your mind. You're not like stressed thinking about the next shit that you have to do. You can just like breathe as you're doing the task. Setting intentions also is very important for goals. You may think like, oh, people set intentions or goals like each year, like January 1st, like New Year's, but actually setting mindful intentions and not the goal being some like far out shit, like a result type of goal. You can make mindful goals. You can say, oh, I want to be more patient with my partner. I want to strive for balance with my work life and have more self-care. It can be goals like that. It doesn't just have to be like, oh, I want like this much money in this amount of days. Letting go of perfection in life is honestly a peaceful way to live. Having an like external expectations especially is kind of the cause of perfection and wanting everything to be perfect in your life. But as soon as you let that go and you form your own vision for what you want your life to look like, it's way more peaceful. Especially when you're about to graduate high school and you're trying to figure out what college you want to go to, and you're just thinking about it in a what will it look like instead of what will be good for me, not what will make me happy. Notice how I didn't fucking say that, because sometimes happiness is not really the goal, it's what will work for me, you know? I decided to go to a university that was not the right choice for me. I should have done fucking community college, but in my mind, I had a bias towards community college, and it was not a positive one. But, you know, things happen, and I gained a perspective towards community college. And sometimes university is just not the vibe for that right person, but you're so dead set on, like, I need to get into a good school, I need to do this, I need to do that, and usually the end result is I'm gonna be fucking rich. It all comes down to your perfect life doesn't have to be you having this amount of money, this amount of bitches, this amount of that, this amount of this. It can literally just be like very simplistic, very dead set on something, and it doesn't have to be all of these fucking things, you know? I don't know if that even makes sense, but if you get the vibe, you get the vibe. Detaching from perfectionism makes you a little bit more compassionate and a little bit more nicer to yourself. I did talk about that in a different video. When people put these expectations on themselves, it's just hard to appreciate the things that are right in front of you when you're so dead set on something that you want, and it's probably going to take you multiple years to get it. Focusing on the now and being more present is always the best solution, to be honest. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed me making the art. I hope you enjoyed the overall vibe. I think that mindfulness is really important, and I've been trying to remind myself of that. That's why I'm making this video. I don't think of myself as like a knower of all truths. I want to start making these videos to like remind myself of the things that I should be doing too. So yeah, I just thought it would be a good reminder. So subscribe to the channel and like the video if you fuck with it, and I'll see you in the next video.